He kind of looks like, you know the episode of The Office where Dwight is trying to become manager, but he shot a bullet into the ground? That's what this is giving to me right now. Fallout New Vegas, a Bethesda game so good it wasn't made by Bethesda. I beat the game for the first time not too long ago, and I promised if we hit 15,000 likes, I'd try the DLC for the very first time. And one of them was so bad, I took a 2-month break before playing this game again. Still though, for a first-time player of the game, these DLCs are in one word, weird.
And are those penises I see wriggling on its feet?
What? So today, I'm going to take you on a zoomer's journey through this ancient piece of software, completely blind. No guides, no spoilers, an honest first impression of the game boomers swear is the greatest RPG ever made. I was impressed with the base game, so I dropped another 30 hours in New Vegas to see how the DLCs hold up. Our first obstacle is navigating the quest tab. For my small, acorn, brain-rotted mind, I was not able to deduce what quests led to what. For whatever reason, in this game, the quests are not named after the DLC, so you can understand for a first-time player, it was a little confusing. However, I did remember in my last video, I almost walked into a DLC zone by accident. I'll link that down below if you'd like to catch up with the character, but that area was south of Good Springs. After accessing the foggiest corners of my skull, I'm able to make my way there, but just like the cool friend group in school, I can't get in. I spend like 15 minutes trying to figure out how to dismiss my goon squad so that I can enter, and when I finally do, I'm told I'm not a high enough level. My XP bar is low, if you catch my drift. I'm level 23, so I'm pretty close, and I had to decide if I wanted to muscle through this DLC or not. Thankfully, I decide against it, but I will warn you, the order I do these DLCs in will probably piss some of you off. At this point, I'm just checking off quests in my journal, hoping to run into something. Hours later, I run into this abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunker advertising something called the Sierra Madre. At the door, I'm given this pop-up, which I now know means I'm on the right track. Inside, I do my daily Wordle and discover some loot and an interesting crafting machine. In the next room, however, this happens. Oh. Some crazy. I'm getting gassed. Fallout New Vegas, thank you for reminding me what game I'm playing.
You've heard of the Sierra Madre Casino.
Nope.
We all have.
I have not. We're given a quick recap about the Sierra Madre Casino. Designed for rich white people, it fell into some kind of nuclear zone after the bombs dropped, and there's fart gas everywhere that kills you instantly. The illustrious location has been a desirable treasure hunt for many adventurers, but none have ever returned. Except for us, I guarantee you we will be returning from this.
But getting to it, that's not the hard part. It's letting go.
As we wake up, we are greeted by Father Elijah, who has strapped a bomb collar to our neck. Mr. BDSM here is basically gonna bust us open if we get too far away from his special place, so we're his plaything for now.
Play stupid, play clever. Make the mistake of saying no, that collar on your neck will go off and take your head with it.
Isn't Father Elijah... He was the guy who tried to raid the Helios station with the Brotherhood of Steel and just disappeared, right? Daddy Elijah wants to organize a heist, and he's got a team of slaves, including yours truly, who are gonna do it for him. The first person we need to find is the Incredible Hulk, a big green guy with two personalities. He's got his Bruce Banner side, God, and his animal side, Dog. Dog is a loyal servant of Father Elijah, but God wants to kill Father Elijah. Dog also wants to kill God. It's quite confusing. I have high enough speech, which is insanely overpowered in this game, so I can kind of do whatever I want and get him to join us. On the way to our next heist member, the reality of what I've gotten myself into begins to set in. Okay, I do no fucking damage. Like, oh my god. This is so bad. Like, not having any of my items sucks. And I got fucking shivved. Great. Oh my god, dude. I am not liking this at all, I'm gonna be honest. Fuck. Oh my god, this combat, dude. Oh my. I need a bed. I need to find a bed right now. Ah, yes. No! I can't heal. Ghoul sunglasses. I'm finally able to locate Dean Domino, a ghoul who's apparently been here for a while. He's got a fart filter perk that lets me breathe in this gas and also has these stashes around which finally provide me some weapons I can kind of use for my build. Now we need to grab the last heist member who's in a medical facility. This place actually has a lot of lore in the computers which I read most of. Dean Domino has ties to someone named Sinclair who seems to have designed a fair bit of the Sierra Madre. Not 100% sure, but I also discovered a code for the vending machines for stim packs and Med-X, which will definitely come in handy. After a bit of investigative work, I open one of these medical containers and find a bald woman. She can't speak, but after some sign language deciphering, joins my squad as the final puzzle piece. Father Elijah now tasks me with putting each team member into place to trigger the gala event, which was a little less dramatic than I would have hoped. Is that it? I know this game is a million years old, dude, but 3 fireworks? I'm sure we could have rendered a couple more in, right? We're finally permitted inside the Sierra Madre and fall for the same trick once again. You know what they say, fool me once. Basically, the next 3 hours can be summarized in a few sentences. Father Elijah guides us through the intercom system as we navigate the casino. Our 3 friends are all trapped in different parts of the building, each with different challenges to overcome. First person I saved was Christine, who got her voice back, but weirdly she says the voice isn't hers. We also learn a bit more about her and her past, which was significantly more impactful since I did Veronica's questline in the last episode.
Used his status to break us apart.
Wait, holy shit, is this Veronica's partner? Didn't Veronica say she had a girlfriend and then the elder sent her away? This must be Veronica's, like, quest person, right? Because didn't Veronica always ask for a dress? I bet there's a secret interaction if you give Veronica that dress.
Hey, a dress. Thank you. I am totally trying this on later.
That's it? That's all she says? Next up is the Incredible Hulk, and with my high speech skills, I'm able to merge both personalities together, I guess. Lastly is Dean Domino, who's in the theater. Around here, we discover some clues about his past and how he blackmailed Vera, the girlfriend of the man who built the casino, to do various things for him. That sounds like I'm alluding to prostitution. I'm not. When we confront him, he tells us it was all a ruse to heist the place and steal the gold from the vault. Unfortunately, the bombs dropped, killing basically everyone inside, but he does know how to access the vault, and it's with Vera's voice. We know from the bit with Christine that Vera's long dead, but Domino says the reason Christine couldn't talk is because he used a medical machine to rearrange her vocal cords to Vera's. Pretty fucked up. But with this information, we're now able to enter the vault of the Sierra Madre. Once we're inside the vault, we can read some shit and decide what we want to do with Elijah. I'm able to persuade him to come down and meet me, and the final battle ensues. What is he doing? Dude, the NPCs in this game are so fucking buggy. It's actually insane. I wanted to try the other optional objective and trap Elijah in the vault, which took a few tries. Maybe I just make a run for the elevator. Oh shit. Okay, I gotta make it through here and then I think I'm fine. Shit. What? Am I doing this wrong? Is it impossible? My sneak is almost 100 and I have a stealth boy. He doesn't see me. Oh, and then all of a sudden this happens. Dude, this game fucking sucks. No! I was so close. It's... Aha! I had to go this way. Oh shit, I gotta run. Oh fuck. Oh my god. It's gonna blow. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think I was just about to blow up there. We've escaped the Sierra Madre and returned to the Mojave. Before we jump into the next DLC, I'm going to break down each expansion as I go and give them a ranking from an honest, first-time perspective. Sped Money had an amazing story, atmosphere, and characters, but an absolute shit gameplay experience. I wanted to literally blow my head off with a shotgun, but the only time you find a shotgun is at the very end of the questline. I think if the vending machines made guns and all types of ammunition, it honestly wouldn't have been too bad, but resources are so scarce here, and the enemies are bullet sponges. It's just not fun. Now, if you already had a melee or unarmed build, I think you would have been Gucci. This would have been so easy, but I'm the opposite of that build, so it was a permanent struggle. I did like the fact that when the casino opened, you could actually gamble. I was able to buy 1 billion stim packs with my winnings, but I was low-key pissed off the whole time navigating maze after maze. But everything else about this DLC is pretty good. Cool story, cool characters, cool tie-ins to the pre-established world. In the future, they kept talking about the battle of the divide between two couriers, which definitely led to some confusion later in this video. Anyway, on paper, Sped Money is a banger, but it could have been way more fun mechanically. This DLC, for my first impression, goes into C tier. Slightly above average and is valuable to try once, but you kinda need a build specifically tailored to enjoy this. But as they say, it's about letting go. So let's move on to the next expansion, Honest Hearts. Again, pure chance I did this 1 second. I just picked a random quest in my journal and went there. We meet with the Happy Trails Caravan Company, or something. It's not important, they all die instantly. Oh, anyway, this dude, Jedi Master, tells me whatever I do not mention a guy named Joshua Graham. You know what's crazy? I had no idea who that fucker was until he opened his fat mouth. So if he just didn't say anything, I would have never mentioned that name anyway. We're also told in the intro cinematic that Graham was a member of the Legion and basically became a born-again Christian, so they burned him alive. But rumor has it he's still alive. And then they show me a picture of him alive. So I wonder if he's alive, guys. This will surely be an awesome mystery to solve. We pop out in Utah and our friends explode. Spoiler, I already said that. One of them has a really cool recharger pistol, and my build is kind of a crit pistol build, so I try it out and fry some goons. On a hill, I see a couple more enemies and lay a clip into them. Little did I know what I just did. Is this guy invincible? Hello? Can we get out of this animation? What's going on? Let me out! What is happening? Critical strike. Yes. Nice try, you piece of shit. Got some more ammo, another gun. Banana. Okay, why is everyone... Guys, this is like... The amount of messages people are sending... Just... Like, it's fine, but like now I pretty obviously know that that guy I wasn't supposed to kill. Now, bit of context here. I streamed the first few hours of this DLC only. Everything else you see in this video was done offline. I promised people last year I'd do a New Vegas video, and it's been almost 6 months at this point, so I did a little stream to tide the hounds over for a bit. Although my stream said no spoilers in the title, I could very obviously tell the few hundred or so people here found what I just did odd. This is the first and only time in this video I would say my blind run was compromised. I realized I did something wrong and fixed it. If you'd like to watch the full VOD for that, I'll link it down below, but props to New Vegas for letting me do that and changing the quest accordingly. Not dumping a clip into chalk takes you on a different path than if you did, allowing you to talk to this dude, Joshua. He's cleaning out his guns, and continues to do that for about 30 minutes, but has a few interesting tidbits of information to share with me. He tells me the Whitelegs, the hostile tribe in these mountains, wishes to join with Caesar. If you watched my last video, you know what I did to that old freak, but if they're able to wipe out the new Canaanites, the settlers of this region, the Whitelegs believes it will be enough to solidify an alliance with the Legion. Joshua wants me to meet with a man named Daniel and help him with various tasks. Just for your knowledge, if the DLC has an open world like this one, I have done every single bit of side content before getting to the review. For this one, I got some special gun, found some lore about a man in a cave, which will be important later, and cleared out several camps and caves of hostiles. As we make it to Daniel's camp on the other side of the zone, a woman, Waking Cloud, approaches me and tells me a little bit about her tribe, Daniel, and the father in the cave. Remember what I said about those notes? We'll come back to this though, don't worry. She's important because after we speak to Daniel, he asks us to help him and his people evacuate, and she becomes our new companion. Joshua, on the other hand, disagrees with Daniel's approach and wishes to take on the White Legs head on instead of running away. For now, though, both of them need me to assist in scouting out a path to escape, and we have a couple various tasks to do. She's already tapping out. She's already dead, dude. White Chalk would never. Or Walk on Chalk, whatever his name is. Now, this person's perk should let me go perfectly undetected. Oh, immediately detected. So her perk's just a fucking lie, then. If these guys detect me, this is the worst follower in the whole game. Okay, we spent a couple months abroad. We used to do home exchanges, so we used to like swap houses with people from other countries. We went to Germany for my mom's birthday because Germany had a chocolate factory or something. I don't fucking know. On the way in, we got ice cream, chocolate ice cream. You know, it's hot, it's the summer, it's melting on my hands and stuff, and I have napkins or like Kleenex in my pocket, and I reach in my pocket to pull out a Kleenex to wipe my fingers and mouth. My dad turns around, and for some reason, he thinks I just wiped my ass in the car. I'm sitting right beside my brother and sister, like they would have known if I just wiped my... First of all, who does that? And he thought I just wiped my cheeks in the car with Kleenex and put it back in my pocket. So he starts yelling at me. My mom's like trying to calm him down, and my brother's like, he did not, I'm right beside, he did not wipe his ass. So we pulled off to a store in Germany so that he could grab me by the collar and rush me into their bathroom to wash my hands, because he thought I wiped my ass in the car in the middle of a highway on a road trip. After feeling like a true Canadian and annihilating the indigenous peoples of these lands, I report back into Daniel and have to make a choice. Either we help Danny Boy here and evacuate from the mountains, or we help Joshua and take on the natives. The first ending I got by siding with Daniel wasn't great. Basically, the game told me I was a fucking moron and didn't do anything right and everyone is either dead or poor, so I decided to load my hard save and try the other side. When I say I did everything in this open world before moving on, I'm not kidding. I fought a fucking fire bear, helped my companion find out what happened to her husband, found all the survivalist caches and the notes left behind by Randall Dean Clark, which is honestly a super sad story. Bandage Boy was actually day ones with Caesar, which is kind of cool. Interesting to hear the lore about how they were followers of the apocalypse and then just went to the complete opposite side of the faction spectrum. He's honestly a very interesting character and way more fleshed out than Daniel, who I did the previous ending for. Anyway, it's time to side with Josh Allen after literally completing everything you can possibly do on the map. Honestly, these endings are low-key pretty similar up until the last few minutes. Run across the map while killing White Legs. Close to the end, a rock exploded and Joshua left my party. Now, I normally wouldn't bring this up, but I think this was a bug because of what happens moments later. What? What? What's happening? Hello? Okay, lucky I made a save right before. Classic Fallout New Vegas, baby. What would it be without a game-breaking bug? Well, something's different, because he's not, like, bouncing up anymore. If I can figure out, like, what NPC is supposed to be here, I guess I could summon them, maybe? I'm assuming it's Joshua, if I had to guess. I'm a sky baby, after all, and this glitch seemed very similar to the Alduin Approaches bug, where he just never shows up at the time wound. Using the exact same method, getting Joshua's entity ID and teleporting him to myself, I was actually able to fix it.
We warned you.
Oh my god, it worked.
And you
Oh my god, my Skyrim knowledge came in clutch. Although I was given the racist option with sneering imperialist, I already picked that one last time, so I decided to throw hands honorably. With the White Legs defeated and a much more satisfying end credit scene, I'm gifted with a juiced pistol, which works perfectly for my crit build. Honest Hearts has some really interesting dialogue, more so than the other DLCs I try in this video. Very theologically interesting and morally compelling. The amount of content to do in this DLC I also think was perfect. Maybe 6 or 7 hours or so. No, honestly, it was about 6 or 7 hours to do literally everything possible, which is right in that sweet spot for me. Environmentally, probably one of the best looking areas in New Vegas as a whole. Really liked the extra vibrance compared to the Mojave. As far as unique items go, there was less than dead money, I think, during your playtime at least. Yeah, at the end you get a chest with some loot, but you can't really use it during the actual content. The compliance regulator is probably the most unique weapon I found, but it was useful only a handful of times. For a first impression, I would throw this DLC into B tier. I liked it more than Dead Money gameplay-wise, and its story was about equal, but it has less replay value. Dead Money, I think I could play again and have a very different experience. I don't feel that way for Honest Hearts, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't know. Before we get into the next DLC, can a brother get a like on the video? These things take me months to do. I started this one in February, and likes help me out more than you know. If you're feeling extra generous, consider picking up a t-shirt or buying something from my merch store. Sometimes people leave super chats on my videos, but I'd rather you at least get something back in return for your donation. Anyway, thank you for your consideration. Let's get back to it. I'm sure all my subtle foreshadowing so far has led you to conclude that I did not do the final DLC last. If you guessed it, give yourself a high five. We're doing the Lonesome Road. At least this time you get to keep your inventory. We are in some place called the Divide, which I guess was an NCR outpost or something. Inside a bunker, we uncover a scientific facility and meet a familiar face. Oh. Hello. Oh, is this actually Eddie? Yeah, what the hell is he doing here? I had him for a little bit when I was doing the base game story. Whoa, this is pretty cool. I bought upgrade circuit board, allowing Eddie to repair your currently equipped... What the hell? Dude, that is amazing. Dude, that is such a good upgrade. What the hell happened here? This looks like the guy from Captain America. Basically, we need to escape this silo, and when we do, a strange voice comes over Eddie's speaker.
I'm a courier. Courier 6.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to do this before Dead Money, because they talk about this guy. I think Dead Money's the last one. Now, to my defense, if you played Dead Money and Lonesome Road as a normal human with no context, this is a completely fair opinion to have. But, like Honest Hearts, there's a small open world segment here and things to explore, so as usual, I do everything I can. We eventually find the laser detonator the other courier told us about and can use it to remote activate nuclear warheads. After getting jump scared in the tunnels... What the fuck is that? The courier starts yapping again about nothing in particular.
All roads lead back to one's home.
Oh my god, could this guy be any more cryptic, dude? Holy shit, it's starting to piss me off a little bit, I won't lie. This guy refuses to answer anything directly and has a PhD in Japanese. The few bits of important information I get from this conversation are that the Divide used to be controlled by the NCR, and he keeps saying how we are responsible for establishing the outpost, and also how we walked this path over and over. Anyway, I just continue on and blow some Deathclaws to smithereens with this cool new gun I found. We've gotten a bunch of Eddie lore up to this point and have upgraded him several times. Oh yeah, I also launched a nuclear warhead, that's probably important to mention. Before I head into the silo though, I do a tad more exploring just to make sure I grabbed everything cool I could find. After some more running and gunning, something truly awful happens. Something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
The machine you brought is mine now. I'll reduce it to parts.
No.
Just enough to function.
No.
To be aware of what's happening.
This guy's gonna fucking torture a robot. No. No. No, Eddie, come back. Eddie. No. Looks like I'm on my own, which proves extra punishing with this boss fight nearby. No. What? Oh my god, that did a lot of damage. No. Okay, okay. No. No. Pull out your pistol, you piece of shit. Why? Why? This game is so old. One more. One more. Yes! After blowing some dudes, I'm finally able to make my way inside the courier's temple and rescue Eddie from a stasis chamber. He's okay, thank God, but his access codes have been used to prep a bunch of nukes for launch. Now is the time for the moment of truth, our final confrontation with the courier Ulysses. He wants to launch a bunch of nukes at the NCR. I'm gonna be honest, I've never been so lost in a Bethesda questline before. I have no fucking clue what this cryptic freak is talking about. I guess in a previous life, I destroyed the Divide. How? I don't know, but it pissed him off enough to give me the platinum chip, hoping it would kill me. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But what I do know is this dude is ready to throw some hands, and I will admit, I was not ready for what he had in store.
Let's end this courier.
Is he invincible? Oh, You know, maybe I just gotta do it the old classic way, like I did with that giant Deathclaw, you know? He's got like stim packs and stuff, dude. What the hell? That guy's actually tough. Just for context, this DLC took me about 4 hours to 100% complete. I got all Eddie upgrades, I blew up all the nuke heads, found most of the extra lore scattered throughout the world. This final fight, though, took me over 1 hour by itself. I ended up just attempting it with some friends in a voice call because I was starting to get bored, and of course then is when I cracked this nut. But see, he heals like an insane amount. Like,
Where'd he go?
He's invisible somewhere.
Oh.
No, he's healing. He's healing it.
Oh my god.
No, it was so close. How much, like, what am I supposed to do against this guy? There are these terminal things beside him, and you need to activate both with 100 repair and 100 science skill checks, of which I have both, to turn the robot against him. Then they just basically do the work for you.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You then loot his body, and I don't know if this is a bug, but you get all these items again at the end in a loot box, so infinite money hack? Right now, though, we need to decide what to do with the missiles. I chose every option just to see what happens. Seems like directing them both at Caesar's Legion and NCR is the best one because it adds the most new content, but all the endings are pretty close. Unless you sacrifice Eddie, and I refuse to have that as my canon ending. So there we have it, Lonesome Road. Where does it go on the tier list? This one had the best rewards, most interesting guns, and engaging combat encounters so far. It's also cool you can change the landscape of the base game depending on your choice with the nukes. However, now that I'm writing the script, I know this is supposed to be the finale, and I think I'd be a little disappointed if this was the final thing I did in New Vegas. Maybe that's my Elder Scrolls bias leaking through, but this is way too short and the payoff is too little for a finale. Dragonborn, Shivering Isles, Blood Moon, those are finales. But if we look at Lonesome Road for what it was to me at the time, not knowing this was supposed to be a finale, I probably would have given it an A. It was fun to play, the rewards were excellent, Eddie is the GOAT, and I enjoyed my time. I just wish there was more to do. We'll see if that ranking changes after trying the final DLC, Old World Blues, which can be picked up at a drive-in movie theater. Once you interact with the satellite, some crazy shit happens and you become a victim of illegal organ harvesting and wake up on the moon or something. This place is called the Big Mountain, a research facility where science were conducting cutting-edge experiments and creating new technology. I wander around my lodgings for a bit before I step into this big-ass chamber with several weird machines. Turns out these things have the brains of what I suspect were the previous scientists of the facility. They also kept talking about my penis.
Now it's holding up an array of fully erect hand penises.
Okay, dude. There is, I'm not kidding, about 40 minutes of exposition here. Subtract all the cock and ball references, we're down to 30 minutes, but still. These guys basically stole my brain, spine, and heart and tried to lobotomize me. However, I'm still me. They lost my brain and suspect the new electronic systems they put in my skull are able to wirelessly communicate with it. Because of this, I got some pretty awesome bonuses and a Bluetooth brain, but I need to find it or else the evil Dr. Morbius is gonna molest me or something. Mobius has got an army of robo-scorpions and is trying to break into the facility with the other doctors I'm currently speaking with. They give me some cool new guns and tell me to fuck off and bring back some science experiments. They specifically tell me not to explore and check out the other research facilities, but you already know I'm ignoring that. The open world here is pretty big, and I would say the most robust of all the DLCs I've done so far. Every point of interest is truly a point of interest. It has a building, a cave, or a science facility to enter. My biggest complaint about New Vegas's base game open world is that it sucks monkey nuts. They label piles of garbage as points of interest in that game with literally nothing to do. The amount of quality content in the base game's open world per square kilometer is one of the worst I've seen in any open world game ever. In the comments of my last video, people were like, oh, well, it's because they built this game in 16 months. It was rushed. I don't give a fuck. Tainted Grail, a new RPG, had the same issue, and guess what? They fixed it. They went back and continue to add new content to the base game. You're telling me that's in Tainted Grail's budget, but not New Vegas? Sorry, back on topic. Old World Blues has a great zone. Every point of interest, believe it or not, is an actual point of interest. There's lore to read, there are weapons to unlock, new items to discover, upgrades for the Soundwave Blaster, whatever the fuck this thing's called. I did not go to a single location here and thought, oh, well, that was a waste of time, which I cannot say is the case for New Vegas as a whole. I went to this enclosed town area, which I'm pretty sure is a reference to Fallout 3, to that like dream mission where Liam Neeson's trapped inside in like a tube. But Fallout New Vegas is built off of Fallout 3's engine, so they may have just reused assets. As far as story locations go, the first one is a lab where we have to pretend to be a communist that is gonna steal children's report cards. I don't know why anyone would want to do that, but the Americans are so scared, they created robo-dogs to defend the hallways. I am not kidding, this is a real mission. Guess what? I stole those report cards, and most of these kids are about as intelligent as the Fallout New Vegas community. Sorry, low blow, my bad. We then decapitate a dog named Gabe and run the communist school scenario again, except this time our gun is upgraded and can blow through these energy barriers. There's probably a joke here about how the only school in this whole game gets shot up not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, but I'm not gonna make that joke. I was at my wit's end during this mission. It's the same thing repeated over and over again. Oh my god, I have to do this all over again. 4 times. 4 times? That's such bad, like, level design. What do you mean? 4 times. 4 times I had to do this. There's another quest like this with a stealth suit where it reuses the same scenario 4 times, but it's optional, and each time you do it, you get some really good upgrades for it. It's not as strong as my power armor, but the bonuses it gives me are just too damn good. Next up, we need to snag a satellite rod, and to do that, we need to cross the Big Empty and grab it. Little fun fact I learned, it's called the Big Empty because morons pronounced Big MT, like Big Mountain as Big Empty. I thought that was kind of funny. Dr. Morbius says it's Morbin time and unleashes an army of robo-scorpions on me as usual, but I got a cool new perk that lets me shut them down from behind, and paired with my stealth suit, pardon my French, mais c'est facile. You thought I was gonna swear, didn't you? Now that we have all our shit, it's time to head to the think tank and talk to the crazy-ass robot doctors again. There's a lot of mini quests here. I wouldn't even call them side quests. Each doctor has something you can learn about them. Most require science, speech, or repair checks. One doctor was the creator of Gabe, the dog we killed, and starts to realize he experimented on and murdered his pet who loved him. Pissed me off, I won't lie. And the only female doctor empties her load all over me. And no, that's not an exaggeration.
Enough. I'm already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. Loop.
What the fuck is happening?
Loop.
She busting all over me with drained energy cells, dude? What just happened?
I'm a little sensitive right now.
What? We now have to confront Morbius in his cool-ass, evil, red gem base. Honestly, this place looks amazing. When we get inside his lab, there's a giant robot scorpion, but with some sneaking around and using the nearby computers, I can get some help. We take it down, and I was a bit sad to see it didn't have anything super noteworthy loot-wise. We finally confront the big bad doctor, only to find out he's just kinda high. Like, he literally just gets super high on drugs, fucks around and makes robots, and kinda chills. He's not nearly as bad as the think tank told me he was. He does indeed have my brain, but he was just low-key using it for company, and says if the think tank got it, they would use it to drop the barrier trapping them inside and wreak havoc on the human population around them. So I do what any normal guy would do and have a chat with my own brain. Interesting to hear what the Cannon Courier sounds like. I wonder if your character was really stupid and had low intelligence, if the brain would sound dumber, but mine was decently high. Anyway, my brain honestly has some valid points and is happy living inside this green hot tub and not my stinky body. Contrary to popular belief, I respect consent, and clearly this dude is happy here, so who am I to take him away? My brain says I need to take out the think tank, and if I do, he'll swim over there in the tube system and take it over. Knowing with full confidence I can trust him because, well, he's me, it's time to kill the dog abuser and the gooner lady. I don't really know what I expected here fight-wise, but these guys went down in like 2 shots each, with the scientists killed, credits roll, and I officially have done every DLC in Fallout New Vegas for the very first time. Old World Blues gets a solid A tier from me. Took me about 8 hours to do everything possible, but I loved it. The repetitive school shooting mission almost drove me insane, so it can't get an S from me, but this is exactly what I want from Fallout. A populated overworld, interesting technological gadgets and guns, cool world building with loads of audio tapes, computer logs, and environmental storytelling with some classic Fallout humor. I didn't really get that at all from the previous DLCs on this list. This one to me felt a lot more like Fallout 1's tone and style, but I could understand if this was ranked lower for you if you don't like that tech side of Fallout or don't have a build to complement it. It's like the opposite of Dead Money. Old World Blues was all about energy weapons and stealth shit, exactly my build. And I'll admit, sure, maybe there's some bias there because every reward I was getting felt impactful, whereas Dead Money was the opposite. All in all, I played about 30 hours for this video. The final tier list, for those of you that have ADHD and can't be asked to sit through a video, looks something like this. New Vegas base game, S tier. Old World Blues, A tier. Lonesome Road, B tier. Honest Hearts, B tier. Dead Money, C tier. Keep in mind, this is all from the perspective of someone with no nostalgia for this game whatsoever, and I'm also judging it as a Fallout game. If we're comparing these DLCs to all Bethesda DLCs, it's a completely different ballgame. Well, with that being said, I guess this is my last New Vegas video ever, right? Do Fallout games have like DLC-sized mods like Skyrim does? That's a genuine question, by the way. Answer that in the comments, because if there is like an overhaul or a big quest mod I should try for New Vegas, let me know. I definitely prefer this game more than Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, but I've done every story path besides the Legion, and it doesn't really have that same level of content of an Elder Scrolls game, so I'm not super sure what I would make a video on if I did. Thanks for watching the video, and huge shout out to my members who make these videos possible. If you want to watch videos just like this before other people, consider joining the channel to support me. Special shout out to Metalhead443, SauceDaddy86, Designated Medic, and AB for the additional support. If you're also feeling so inclined, I have a merch store where you can pick up a t-shirt. Satisfaction guaranteed, just like my videos, so go get one.